Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Matt Boland. I'm an affiliate manager here with MOBE. And we'll get started in just another minute or two. I just want to give it another moment for anyone else to join us that would like to. I hope you guys are excited tonight. We have Tiji Thomas on the line, and Tiji's going to get into exactly how he's been able to generate over $530,000 with MOBE in just the last 2.5 years alone. Tiji's a MOBE Diamond member, and he's actually also been able to share his expertise with the MOBE community as a phone coach as well for the last 2 years. He also has a product on the MOBE marketplace called the No Pressure Sales System. And on this webinar here tonight, he's going to reveal some of the tips and tricks and the mindset really that went into creating the No Pressure Sales System. So again, I hope you guys are excited. Let's try and minimize any possible distractions. If your TV's on in the background, go ahead and shut that off. I know you guys probably have your cell phone on you. Go ahead and turn the volume down or even shut those off if possible. Close out Facebook or anything else you have open there in the background. And let's give TG our undivided attention for the next hour or so. I know he's a busy man and he's set aside this time and really put together a solid presentation with some value here for us. And we owe it to him. And, he deserves our respect and our attention over the next 45 minutes to an hour or so. So again, thank you guys all for joining us. TG, I know you're on the line and you're ready to rock and roll, so I'm going to kick this over to you.
Okay. Can you still see my screen?
Yep, you can see it just fine.
All right. So for some reason I can't get this little dialog box. There we go. Let me get it out of there. All right. All right, guys. I'm real excited to be here to spend some time with you guys. When Matt and Yannick had talked to me about doing this, I got really, really excited because I wanted to be able to share something special with you guys tonight. Just like Matt said, we're going to, hopefully spend about an hour or so together. If you have distractions, just put them off to the side. I want to talk a little bit about, we're going to talk about the no pressure sales system eventually, but I want to really focus on some things that are going to be helping your business. Now, I know some of you guys on the call already know who I am, and some of you don't. So what I'm going to do is just a short little video. When I was in Bali for the Diamond Mastermind, we actually got a chance to do a new branding video. I don't know if anyone's seen this yet, so I'm only going to play a few minutes of it, so you get a little chance to get to know me a little bit, so a little bit of a face behind the voice. So I'm just going to play this real quick and just going to take maybe about a few minutes, okay? All right.
Hi, this is Tiji Thomas. I'm an online marketing specialist. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, my story, and if you stick with me for a few minutes, I'm actually going to show you how I can actually help you online and help you find success. I live in Sugar Land, Texas, and yes, that is a real place. I live there with my beautiful wife and 2 amazing children. I'm filming now from beautiful Bali, Indonesia, and I'm here with my family. I'm a Diamond Mastermind member with MOBE, which stands for My Online Business Education. I live a life that my wife and I designed, where we get to travel the world with our family. I get to work and play, and I get to make money while I do it. Just in the past year and a half, we've been to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, Costa Rica, the Bahamas, Curacao, and now we're in breathtaking Bali, Indonesia. My kids don't just get to learn history from a book, they get to experience it live. Now, before I found success online with MOBE, I actually worked in a corporate career. I made good money and provided for my family, and I lived what I considered a pretty good life. But the problem started when I started making more money than the vice president of our company. They cut my salary and commissions. They proceeded in cutting my pay because they thought I'd never leave. I produced 9 figures in revenue for this company over 12 years, and they rewarded me by cutting my income in half. Taking care of my family was my #1 priority, and there was a danger that I wasn't going to be able to do it anymore. I knew I needed a change so I would be able to continue providing for my family. I went online and tried different ways to make money. I tried network marketing, CPA marketing, affiliate programs. Nothing seemed to work. I knew I had to rethink my strategy. I needed a mentor, a guide, a coach, someone who had been there and done it. I tried it on my own and it was just not working. I then found MOBE about 28 months ago. It was unlike anything that I've ever seen online up to that point. It was a growing company, but had mentors and coaches who were willing to help me. They had an incredible support system built in also, so that way I wouldn't have to do everything myself. I knew it would take work, but I was never shy about work. But I knew I needed direction. I needed to work smart as well as work hard. I have never looked back after I made that decision to go full-time with MOBE. I'm even part of the team now. I'm not only a promoting partner, but also a coach. I'm here to help people just as I had someone help me as I got started. I tell my coaching students exactly the same thing that was told to me. You can find success online if you have a good coach or guide, you have a blueprint to follow, you become part of a successful mastermind, and you have a good support system. This is what MOBE has to offer to you and why I found success online finally. I've earned as a promoting partner and as a coach $517,743 in just 21 months full-time. This should show you the potential of what could happen if you work smart as well as work hard, follow a proven blueprint, get super focused, and have a strong desire and determination. The commissions are higher than any other business that I have ever found online. My life is different now because of what MOBE has done for me and my family. I get to travel the world and teach other people who are in the same position as I was at one point of what can be possible. I am one of the many walking testaments to what can happen if you truly believe in yourself and put in the effort. Money is not a factor anymore in any decisions my wife and I make now. At one point, it was usually the #1 factor in any decision we make. Not anymore. But more than money, it's the freedom. I am my own boss, and I know that I won't have to worry about a boss cutting my pay in half. There's no price tag you can put on that. If you are experiencing that now in your life, or if you're looking to build a business for you and your family, just like I did, I encourage you to take a good, strong look at MOBE. If you're struggling online or new to internet marketing, I know that I can help you. I am looking for hardworking, driven people who can put in a minimum of 30 minutes a day. If this describes you, then please click the link you either see underneath the video or right next to it. I would love to connect with you to see if MOBE would be a good fit for you. I'd love to meet you at one of these beautiful destinations around the world one day. Thank you, MOBE!
All right, guys. Don't look for any links to click. there's no links anywhere. That's just a branding video that I did. So I just wanted you to get a little bit of a feel for who I am, what I'm about, what I've been through. Also want you to meet my family. This is kind of my photoshopping skills right here. If you know the most interesting man in the world, I don't consider myself that, but I definitely consider myself the luckiest guy in the world. I absolutely do. I've just been fortunate. I get to travel the world with my family. I live the laptop lifestyle, but my kids actually are homeschooled, both of my children. So they actually get to live the laptop lifestyle also. They travel with me to pretty much every mastermind. They've always been with me. So we're together. So, I've been blessed. Never thought 2.5 years ago when I started all of this wonderfulness would happen to people that I'll meet at the events, the millionaires, multimillionaires, all around nice people that really want to help me with grow my business. There's some pictures with a few different individuals, Vince Reed, Russ Whitney, the father of attraction marketing, Mike Dillard. I actually got to speak from the same stage as Mike just last year, and that was one of the highlights of my life. So great guy. And there we have Matt Lloyd, the founder of MOBE, and also that's TJ Rollator. I'm going to talk about TJ a little bit later, but these are the type of individuals I got a chance to meet. This is the first time I ever met Matt back in 2013 in Vegas. So, and I've been blessed. I love to teach people. I love to coach. If you talk to anyone on our team, they'll tell you that admin and management is not what I like to do. I love to go out and talk to people. I like to train people and show them exactly how to make money online. This is, I've got a chance to speak from stages all over the world. It's London and Austin. I was in Bali. I love to talk to people. I love to coach. It's actually part of my blood. I've been doing this for years. This is about 14 years ago. Before MOBE, I was always wanting to help people. I wanted to help people succeed in all walks of life. So, that's me. It's clean shaven quite some time ago. So this is just one of the masterminds that we did. I got a chance to spend some quality time with some of our partners after the mastermind was over, and we just got a chance to really share, and they got a ton of value out of it, and that's really what I'm all about. So who's going to benefit from tonight's webinar? If you sell anything to anyone, okay, and if you're already in MOBE, then you'll know about the TTI and the MTTB, and we may have a few people on here that are doing TTI, and they're trying to find some ways to kind of maybe engage people or just, get better conversions, get better sales. So if you sell anything to anyone, you're going to get a benefit from tonight's webinar. If you're starting a business anywhere, okay, wherever you're starting a business, it doesn't matter if it's online, offline. If you're starting a business, this can actually the content from tonight's webinar will be able to help you, okay? Now, if you're not where you want to be in your current business, okay, don't matter what online business you're doing, whether it's MOBE or something else, if you've been doing it and you're just not getting the results that you were hoping to have gotten by now, well, guess what? You can benefit from tonight's webinar also. If you get scared, the thought of talking to anyone gets you really, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I've got to actually talk to someone. If that's you, it's going to benefit. And the more I thought about it, I was thinking, if you have a pulse, if you have a pulse, you should benefit. There's going to be a lot that we're going to cover today, and you're going to be really amazed at how it's going to connect with you specifically, even if you think that you going in that you didn't know what you were going to get out of it. That's why I said if you have a pulse, everyone should get something out of the webinar, and I want to get feedback to see if that is the case or not. So if you stick with me to the end of this webinar, if you stick with me, I'm going to show you how you can learn really to speak with anyone without getting nervous, without getting sweaty palms, okay? I'm going to also, teach you, you're going to end up discovering a unique formula that's going to show you how to get people to say yes to whatever offer that you have, okay? I talked to Matt Boland about this, and he thinks I'm pretty nuts, but I'm going to offer a special bonus, okay, that I still think I'm a little bit crazy about to do, but I am going to offer it for those that stick to the end. Now, and I'm also going to give you some pro tips that give you an unfair advantage, and we're going to have some fun, okay? I love having fun. I really love what I do. I'm passionate about it, and I love to have a good time, okay? So, and also, I just want to make sure that, do I have permission from you guys, okay, to go freestyle at any point? Because sometimes I like to go a little bit off what I'm talking about. So is that okay? Is that okay? Would that be okay, everyone? If I sometimes every once in a while I go off point? Hopefully, Matt, we're getting a lot of yeses in the chat box.
Absolutely. Yep. Guys, feel free. TG. Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Yes. Sure. Yep.
All right. Awesome. Perfect. Because I'd love to have a good time, and sometimes it takes me someplace else than where I intended to go. So the thing is, the information is going to be useful to you, even if you do not consider yourself a salesperson, okay, or think you're ever going to get on the phone anytime soon, okay. So that's really important that you understand that. And guys, if you're not where you want to be, okay, and you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone, and after this evening, you're going to find out that it's not going to be as crazy as you think. You may really amaze yourself. So I want you to be as open-minded as possible over the next 45 minutes or so. Now, if you go to the internet, go to dictionary.com, and you look at the word sell, okay? The sell means to persuade someone to buy something. That's what it means. So when I sometimes talk to people, if I'm at a presentation, they go, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I could never do that. I mean, I can't sell. I'm not a salesperson, okay? So I get people telling me that all the time. But here's the thing, guys, that is a mindset issue. Now, if you truly, truly think about it, every single one of you on this webinar right now are salespeople, okay? And I want you to think of it this way, and this is what I want you to start doing. I want you to start shifting away from what you look at as a traditional salesperson, being maybe the retail clerk or the car salesman or the insurance salesman, because if you're on this webinar and you are, let's say that you're in a relationship, let's say you have a partner, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, guess what? You sold them that you were good enough to be married to. Okay, you sold your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever that you were good enough to be in a relationship with. If you have children and you want them to do something, whether it's to eat the vegetables, get to bed on time, whatever, you have to do some kind of sales job on them or with them to get them to that point. So I want you to start shifting this thought that you have that a salesperson looks, acts, and feels a certain way, and look at the mirror. Because no matter what, when people talk to me that they're not, and I ask them that question, they usually chuckle a little bit, because then they realize, yeah, there is a little bit of that salesperson in me. So I want you to have that shift. Okay, I want you to change your mindset. And the other thing is, people think, oh my gosh, for me to be a salesman, like if I'm going to be presenting MOBE or whatever, I need to know everything about every single product. Okay, so let me get access to the back office, and I want to study everything about everything. That's what's important. Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about a study that was done years ago by UCLA. Okay, UCLA, what they did is they did a survey. I'm sorry, not a survey. It was actually a study of 10,000 people. So they checked with 10,000 people and said, why did you guys buy what you bought? Why'd you buy? Okay, and they gave them several options, but they wanted to know in reality what was it about the salesperson, whether it's male, female, whoever it was. Why did you buy? Okay, so that was a question that was asked. Why did you buy? 55% of the people that were polled said one of the main reasons they bought from the other person was because of the way they walked. Okay? Because of the way they walked. Not even what they said, it's just the way they walked. 6% of the people that were polled said it was because of product knowledge. So I want you to really think about this, okay? If you're having 94% of the people out there buying for something other than product knowledge, then what's the reason you have to know all of this, right? So again, if you go back, to sell is to persuade someone to do something, right? But you don't have to persuade from all of this knowledge of whatever product or service that you're selling. That's the fallacy that's out there, and I run into it every day. And the reason that I get high conversions, the reason that I can get a happy customer also is because I know deep down inside that it's not the product that they want, it's something else. And we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes also. So I want you to raise your hand right now if you want to get, close sales, you want to get customers with almost no objections every time and get people to join you and purchase your products, and really almost begging them for you to take their money. So I want you to raise your hand. How are those hands going up, Matt? We're getting
I see
some hands going up there.
people are actually typing hand raised in the chat box. They're typing
Okay,
down.
there's a little yellow hand in the. Okay, cool. There's a little yellow hand there too that you can just click on and raise your hand, and when you're done, you can lower that down. Okay. And that's what we're going to be talking about. Guys, this is so exciting when you can get to this type of stage. Now, I'm not going to tell you that after 1 hour tonight that it's just going to magically change for you, but if I can get you to shift the way that you think and start working towards it, there's nothing that's going to stop you from getting there, okay? So I want you to use this as something of a bar that you want to get to, okay? And guys, this is without high pressure. Okay, Matt talked about it earlier. It was on the webinar a promo that was sent out. We don't do high pressure. I don't do high pressure. I don't believe in high pressure. I like to sell and talk to people the way I like to be talked to, and I disdain high pressure. I've always disdained high pressure, okay? So I don't sell like that. The other thing is when I go to bed at night, Paulo Coelho said it really nice, is what is success? It's being able to go to bed each night with your soul at peace. And I think if you do any type of selling or sales and you cannot do this, you really got to question what you do, okay? I don't like to take advantage of people. I don't like to know that people are getting the short end of the stick. So when I go to bed every night, guys, I go to bed very happy, okay? Very happy. So I think it's important, no matter what you do, what businesses you're in, this has to be the case. And that's what this type of selling can do for you, okay? So raise your hand if you know who Dale Carnegie is, if you heard the name Dale Carnegie. Let's see, we got a lot of hands going up there, Matt.
Yep, I do. And now they're actually raising the hand with the yellow icon too, so that's perfect.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So Dale Carnegie, there's nothing for me to say about this guy. Is absolutely amazing. You can Google him if you don't know who he is. But one of the things he always likes to talk about is how much he loved strawberries and cream. Okay, he talks about that's one of the best snacks that he had. He loves strawberries and creams. But he says that the other love that he has, one of his other loves he has, was fishing. So he loves strawberries and cream. He loves fishing. But what he said is when he goes fishing, he doesn't put strawberries and cream onto the fishing hook. and he doesn't throw it out there and cast it to catch fish, right? When he goes out there and he wants to catch fish, he puts one of these. So here's the thing, guys. Even though he likes strawberries and creams, he knows that his target market, his audience, doesn't like strawberries and cream, okay? So what he does, he provides them with what they want. And guys, this is important that you understand this lesson. Extremely important. If you get nothing else out of this call, this webinar, get this out of it. Always look to see what your market wants. And it's important because, see, buyers, they don't, have needs because you have a solution. So you got the solution, but okay, well, I got the solution. Let me go just get these buyers. The thing is, you can offer your solution once you find out what their needs are. So I really want you to write that down. I want you to really take that to heart. Okay, this is what's going to start making that shift change for you. Okay, so remember, you can offer it once you find out what their need is. So who should your focus always be on? Okay, so that's the thing. Who should your focus always be on? You need to always focus on the person you're talking to. Okay, people care most about WIIFM. If you know what WIIFM is, put it into the chat box. Let's see if Matt, if anybody can get that.
Let's see who's going to be the first one to get it. Boom, I got somebody here. Let's see. Craig Dunn was the first one. What's in it for me? Now I got a bunch of them coming in. Good job, Craig.
There you go. Awesome. What's in it for me? Guys, that is the thing. People care about what's in it for them. That is the key. All right. And when you're talking to people, since we know that product knowledge is not the key, we got to find out, well, what is it that is going to help you get the sale? What's going to help you get people over the hump? Well, people have wants, people have needs, people have dreams and desires. When you're talking to them, when you're focusing on them, get them to talk about what those things are. All right. When you find out what they are, you're going to slowly get to what their needs are also. Okay, to see if your solution is even going to help them, right? So here's the thing, listen to what they say and less about what you are thinking to say. I want you to really think about this. Listen to what they say and less about what you're thinking to say. Don't focus on the sale, focus on providing value and finding a way to solve their problem. Okay? And this, guys, is the key. And this is one of the number one reasons people tell me. They say they get sweaty palms, they get nervous because they think the focus has to be on them. I don't sell like that, and I don't think you should either. If you focus on someone else consistently, there's no reason for you to get nervous. Remember, people don't care about, I mean, I don't want to make it sound so cruel, but one thing I want you to picture is picture a group of people standing around a water cooler, okay, at a JOB, okay, one of those things. I haven't seen one for a few years, but I know they still have water coolers. I see the water cooler trucks on the streets of Houston all the time, so I know they have them. So the water cooler, little space in an office, you've got people congregating on a Monday, just had their weekend, and John and Frank are talking, and John goes to Frank, hey, Frank, how was your weekend? See, you guys, you have to understand. Now, there are some people that sincerely care about that, but there are some people, the only reason they ask that question is so they can start doing what? Are we getting any responses there, Matt? Why do most people ask? I don't say most, but why is there a segment of people that ask that question?
Yep, they're coming in now. People are saying they want to talk about their weekend.
Exactly. That is 100% correct. They want to talk about them because people care about themselves. That's what it is. Why do you think people have pictures of themselves and their kids and all these type of things on their desk? Guys, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying, if that's you, I'm not saying anything's wrong with you. There's not. I've got pictures of my kids on my desk right now. So that's not, but that's the thing. People care most about what's in it for them, about themselves. So that's just a way, that's just human nature. Nothing wrong with that. But if you know that's the case, don't focus on you, okay? You always want to spend time talking and focusing on them. And guys, it's going to make you a lot less nervous because all you're having is a conversation, right? You're having a conversation with someone and you're really focusing on them. And we're going to break it down a little bit more, and I'm going to show you a resource that's going to really break it down for you. But that's what you want to do. You want to get out of focusing on you. So I want to give you a couple keys and pro tips, and trying to find out the best place to put this. I didn't want to lose it somewhere later on, so I'm just going to put them down really kind of quickly, and then I'm going to go over. So you want to position yourself as an expert. Now these are pro tips, guys. Okay, so this is maybe taking it to another level. Okay, so I'm going to put these down. Oops, I'm a little bit too fast. Let's see if I can go back. Whoops. Okay, so we have position yourself as an expert, 1% rule, credibility, and I'll go over that. Okay, so guys, here's the thing. When you are an expert, okay, there's an enormous amount of leverage that you're going to have when you speak to someone. Now, when I talk to people, they're like, oh my gosh, I mean, how am I going to, I just started with MOBE. I mean, I just started the company that I'm doing right now. How am I going to be an expert? Well, this is where I talk about the 1% rule. If you know 1% more than the next guy, guess what? You're an expert. All right. Everyone on this webinar tonight, you guys are experts on what we're talking about, because there's a ton of people not on this webinar, right? We've had, I don't know, 600-700 register, about 230. We'll probably get a few more. So guess what? You have a big advantage over people that are not on here. So you can actually send emails, write blog posts. You can do all types of things because you're an expert now, because that gives you credibility, right? So this is one of the tips. All things being equal, if you can position yourself as an expert, right, without thinking that you have to know 100% more than the next person, it's going to take you light years in terms of the selling process, right? So when people can come to you and they go, oh wow, you were on that webinar with Tiji Thomas. What are some things that you learned, or what can you share with us? Well, guess what? You're going to learn a ton of things tonight that you're going to be able to share with people, and that's going to get you that leverage, all right? It's going to get you that credibility. Now, that third check is what I call an inequation. I call it an inequation, and I give you part of it where it says always create value, so the V is for value. Write in the chat box if you know what the P and the S are for. We'll see if Matt, anybody, we'll see what people are saying.
Let's see. I see profit and sale. I see price, positioning, position, purchase, sale.
That's
S is sale. So Craig got S as sale, so he knows that.
Yep.
Not sure about the P.
So good. So you guys, that's some good stuff there. So we got value. When value is greater than price, that's when you get a sale. Okay. And sometimes people say the P is pain point. And that's the thing, guys. If you are talking to someone and you do not move that little meter to the point that you get past the pain that they're feeling, no matter, I mean, the thing is, if you don't provide the value to get to that, you know, that level, that bar that the meter's at, you're not going to get the sale. So you got to work on creating value more and more, and to the point it gets past price for them. When people don't get that, you know, met, they're not going to buy from you. I want you to always think about that, okay? So this is a big pro tip. The more value that you create for people, and then you're probably asking, well, what do I got to do? And we'll talk about that also, but you always want to look at that. Always remember that. If you're not getting the sale, I want you to come back and look at this, go, wait a second, did I give this person the value that they were looking for? And the last thing is, guys, get on the phone. Talk to people. So many times people want to get everything perfect. That's it. I've got to get A, B, and C perfect before I can talk to someone. And then you're never going to talk to someone. You know, Matt always says that he likes to jump off the cliff and build a plane on the way down, because that's his motto. That's the way he likes to do things, because he knows that he will learn from his mistakes. Sometimes you're going to learn more from your mistakes than you are going to from your victories. So don't put off talking to people. I want you to make a commitment. Write it down that after this webinar, you're just going to maybe reach out and talk to someone. Okay, maybe it's somebody on your email list. Maybe it's someone who showed interest in the MTTB. Whatever, just talk to people and listen. Okay, you're going to learn after tonight a way for you to maximize the time with them, but you want to just get on the phone and just talk. Don't delay on that. So this was an example that I was using for the expert and the credibility. So if you have Beyonce, who's shown in this picture, if you're around Beyonce, she hears your daughter sing, and she goes, "Oh wow, you know what, your daughter? I think she's got a chance to have a pretty good singing career. I'm going to put you in touch with my voice coach, and I want you to have her go to the voice coach and get some lessons and see where she goes." Well, if that situation happens, you're not going to be like, "Well, Beyonce, let me check your voice coach out. Let me do some research here. I want to make sure it's going to be in my best interest to do all that." Guys, you're going to jump at that. You're going to say, "Oh my gosh, Beyonce's letting me use her voice coach," because that's the power of credibility. That's the power of positioning as an expert. You're not going to do all those other things because she's making that recommendation. So that's the thing I want you to start looking at is take the knowledge that you're going to use tonight, and then learn how to become that 1% more than the next person. And that's what's going to end up getting you that leverage. And the other part that I talk to, or when people talk to me about selling, is, listen, I'm kind of scared to get on the phone because what if they give me an objection? What if I get an objection? What am I going to do? Now, I will tell you, I do high ticket sales where I sell tens of thousands of dollars, and I don't get a lot of objection. I'm just going to be very honest with you, and I don't. I get concerns, sometimes it's just about where am I going to get money to do something, but it's not like I don't want to do it, and because I focus a lot on the individual. I truly care, and that's the other one thing I didn't talk about is during this whole process, guys, you really want to care about the people that you're helping. This should not be, what I show and teach people is not to use techniques. It's really based on principles and wanting to help people. So I truly care about people's well-being. So when I talk to people, they feel that, they know that. And then I provided so much value that at the end, when we talk about money, it's like, oh, okay, where should I send the wire? So I want that to happen for each and every one of you. But if you're getting objections consistently, then you have to look at the process that you're using, but you always got to go back and start from the beginning. I mean, it would be a nice world if this cartoon happened, right? When you're talking to people, go, "Oh, you know what? That's not really, let's see, okay, it's not on my script, so let's just forget about that." It'd be nice if that can happen, but that's not the real world, right? So you want to ask yourself, first of all, you want to go up and ask yourself, what is it that causes people to get objections? Why do you get objections, right? So that's the first question that you want to ask. So if you don't know the answer to this, then it's going to be hard for you to get to a solution. So let's take a look at that. So the reason that most people get objections are one of these reasons. First of all, they haven't provided enough value, which is something that I'm resonating over and over again. They were not heard. That's pretty important. They felt they were not heard. They were presented a solution that didn't meet one of their needs, and a strong, compelling reason was not provided to warrant a change. Okay, so I want you to think about this. So when whatever you're pitching, whatever you're selling, I want you to go back and look at the reasons why people don't end up joining you or getting your service or getting your product, and look and see if you think it's one of these four. If they're not being heard, not enough value, it didn't meet their needs, what you were offering, and then you just didn't do enough to get them to want to change. So then what's the solution, right? So now we know what the problem is, or what one of the problems is going to be that makes that happen. So what's the solution? Now here's the thing, guys. When I'm talking to people, and again, I talk about high ticket sales. I don't actually get people to commit to buying whatever I'm selling when I'm actually asking for the money. It happens a long, long time before that. So here's what you need to do prior to asking for the money. you need to spend time to really listen to your interested party, your future customer, your prospect, what do you want to call them. You need to spend time to listen to them. Now, when I say listen, I mean really, truly taking the time to listen. They've actually done studies on this, and they find out that the majority of the time when two people are talking, one person, when the other person's talking, is typically thinking of what to say in response, and they're also thinking about when they want to butt in. So typically when two people are talking, you're only getting heard about 10% of the time, 10 to 15%. But when you're speaking, guys, how many percentage of the time, I mean, what percentage of the time do you want to be heard when you're speaking? We're getting a lot of hundreds in there, Matt?
Couple coming in. Yep, 100%.
Absolutely. You want to listen. So again, you're wanting to help these individuals. So you're not going to be able to help if you don't know what their problems are. Don't think about your solution before you know what types of problems they are. The other thing is don't cut people off. Okay, that really shows that you're more interested in your agenda to listening to what their needs are. I mean, I hear this all the time. It's so easy to just cut people off. And again, that happens because you don't want to listen to what they're saying, or you already think you know what they're going to say. Therefore, my solution will take care of that. Let me just go ahead and. So guys, this lends to what's going to be happening at the end. You tend to do these things. You're showing the other person that you're not really interested in what they have to say. So listening encompasses all of this. And then you want to connect with their wants, their needs, their desires, and find a way to connect it to whatever service or product that you have. This is how you give them value. So if I'm talking to Matt Boland, and I didn't know if we had time to do a little example, but I'm just going to just show you what I mean. So if I'm talking to Matt Boland, and I asked Matt what he likes about what he's doing right now and what he doesn't like, and he started telling me, well, listen, TG, I'm spending an hour sitting in traffic both ways. I don't get a chance to see my kids. I don't, get a chance to see their after-school activities. I don't know when the last time my wife and I took a vacation. So they're telling you, they're actually reaching out to you, and they're giving you some things, some information that really is meaningful. But don't just stop there. This is what some people do. And this is what I don't do. I don't just stop because I'm wanting to know how I can help Matt out. So I'll ask him to clarify. I say, well, listen, let me ask you something. When you're saying that, you're sitting in traffic, for that much time, I mean, how does that make you feel during the course of the day just sitting there? Oh, well, I feel horrible about it. I feel bad. I feel stressed. Okay, so when you get that stress, what happens to you? My blood pressure goes up. I got to take more medication. So they're really reliving and this process that they're going through, and now they're really saying to themselves, "Wait a second, this is horrible." So you're asking these questions so you can find some things up, but they're also seeing for themselves what they're going through, and then they're not spending time with their family. They've been a long time since vacation. So when you ask these questions, you're gaining information, right? But you really want them to gain the information, because at the end of the day, it's not going to make a big, the best salesperson in this situation is not going to be you guys. It's going to be them, right? They're the ones that are going to be the best salesperson. You want them to sell themselves. And that's what's happening. They're seeing what's going on. And then later on, you started finding a way to connect it. Matt, did you remember when you were telling me about how you hated sitting in traffic and how you hated to, miss your kids' games? Well, this is what can happen if we work together. Let me kind of explain what it is that we do. And then you start talking about your product or service. Okay, I was consulting with somebody in the health industry, and he was asking, saying, what can I do to pitch my fitness program? It's the same thing. I tell them the same thing. When people are getting stressed out, they're can't work out, then their cortisol levels go up, their belly fat goes up, all kind of stuff is happening, and you do the same thing. You said you connected. Well, you know how you said that you don't get a chance to work out because you don't have the time. Well, let me explain how our 6-week program works, where it's only 10, 15 minutes a day, and how it can help you alleviate stress, A, B, C, and you start connecting them. Okay? Guys, does that make sense? I mean, I'm just talking a little bit more than I do when I'm interacting with someone on a webinar. It's a little bit different, but does that make sense? What do we get in the chat box, Matt?
Yeah, if you guys are getting this, go ahead and put yes or something like that in the chat box. I am getting a lot of replies already. TG, awesome, makes perfect sense. Yes, sure, big time, total
Okay.
sense. Yes, yeah, they're picking this up pretty good.
Yeah, because this is just not in the make money niche. It's just not for now. You can use this in anything. And I have clients, I've got friends in all different strata that use this. And it's just really, this is how you sell, guys. This is the key to efficient selling, is letting people talk. You listen, let them talk, and then you find a way to see if your product or service is going to help them out. And if you do it properly, they will connect those dots, okay? So make sure that you're doing that. So get them engaged in selling themselves instead of you trying to sell them, just like I talked about. And guys, this should be the biggest reason why you should not have any nervousness, okay? And I want you to start doing these things, because unless you start doing it, you're not going to totally get out of the nervous range. But remember this, guys, you are just having a conversation. That's what you're doing. You're an interested person in what they have to say. Don't do this as some kind of technique just to get the sale. In fact, one of the main reasons I get so many sales is I take myself out of the equation. I'm not there to get a sale. I don't look at it as, hey, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get a sale. I'm listening to what their needs are, and I'm trying to find a way to help them. So I'm having a conversation. So a lot of times when I'm asking these questions, they're questions that they don't get asked by a lot of people, right? Most people, when you see them at work, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. Okay, awesome. Then they go, do something else. But when you start asking about their family life, how they feel to be away from their kids, and how the stress is, how they're dealing with the stress. So I got to take more medication. I'm taking more medication because of my stress. Well, I mean, how does that make you feel? You're getting them to open up. You're getting them to really discover some things about themselves and truly find out, wait a second, if he's listening to me, she's listening to me, if they have anything to offer that can even quasi help my situation, I think I've got to get it, because it just makes sense, and that's really what you're going for. So one of the things that's helped me out immensely, and really one of the reasons that you guys are here, I think, is to hear about what this no pressure sales system that I've created has, what it's about, and I'm giving you as much as I can within the time frame that I have. But one of the things that I'm so fortunate, so lucky to have happened is last year we had one of our masterminds in Costa Rica, and I met one of my marketing mentors, TJ Rollator. You may have known who he is. If you Google him, you'll see that he's been in marketing for over 20 years. And his partner is Chris Lakey, and both of them are very good friends of mine today. And I was very excited when I met TJ, and I told him what I do, and he just was astonished. He was like, wait a second, you're getting people to buy things with that approach? And he was shell-shocked, because the way that he was brought up was totally different. He liked to do hardcore sales, making, it was basically an us versus them mentality. So he was totally shocked. So we kept up a friendship, and he said to me, listen, TG, you got a lot to offer. You have a lot to say on this, and you've been doing this for years. Because I've had people say, wow, it's some good, you've had some recent success, but I've been successfully selling for years, and I've produced millions of dollars in sales and revenue for a lot of the companies that I work with. But this is the first time that I actually sat down and actually worked out a product. And TJ and Chris were big parts of that. So the system that I came up with TJ and Chris's help is called the no pressure sales system. How to be a sales superstar, really make a ton of money without an ounce of pressure. And what it is, and it's very raw and uncut, because we wanted to do it this way. What they wanted to do was just sit down with me for 4 hours, okay, and just ask me and grill me. Some of these questions are very hardcore questions. He wanted to grill me, and I told him, listen, I don't want to have a script. I mean, if there's a few things that you want to hit, like objection, stuff like that's fine, but I wanted to be really unscripted because I want things to come out very naturally. So that's how this idea came about to create this no-pressure sales system. Now, the video is a little bit grainy, but TJ asked me last year to come out and speak with some of his people. Okay, they had paid $15,000 per person to be at this event, and he asked me to come out and speak. And after the event, he said he wanted to say a few words. So I'm just going to play a little bit of the video, so you can kind of hear a little bit about what you know, how this kind of came about.
Hi, this is Tiji Thomas, TijiThomas.com, and I feel very, very fortunate because right next to me I have one of the true living legends, TJ Rollator. I've had an opportunity to spend a few days with TJ, Jeff Gardner, and the team over here in Kansas City. My first time. It's a beautiful, beautiful location, beautiful city, great people. But we had a chance to meet with some entrepreneurs about taking their business to another level. So I just wanted to thank TJ personally for giving me the opportunity to come and spend some time with him. And I know he had said he wanted to say a few words, so I'm just going to turn it over to TJ.
All right, thanks. I'm known as the Blue Jeans Millionaire because I'm the most average guy that you'll ever meet, and yet I'm living proof that anybody can get rich. I've generated $150 million. I thought that I knew everything there was to know about sales. I really did. I've been doing it since 1983. I thought that I knew everything there was to know about sales until I met this man. And I mean that most sincerely. He just shook everything to the whole foundation of all my beliefs about what selling really is. This is a man, if you don't know his story, you must know his story. A man who's generated many, many, many tens of millions of dollars worth of sales without any high pressure whatsoever, by being a nice guy. And the more I found out about that, at first I was in total disbelief. And if you've been around the selling profession for a while, you're thinking, how is that even possible? How can somebody make sales without learning fancy closing techniques and manipulation? And that's just everything that I ever learned from the very first sales job I ever went to, was how to trap people and how to get them into pressure situations where then you can close them. TG has never done any of that, never. Always refused to do that, and yet he's generated tens of millions of dollars worth of sales. I've had the privilege of getting his no-pressure selling system and being a small part in that, and I interviewed him, and it was that audio program. It's a 4-hour audio program. If you don't have it, you need it.
That's great.
The man is a true master. He is a true master, and I just wanted to do a shout out to all of you who don't know TG that well. You really need to learn everything he has to teach, because he is doing things that I've never seen done, and I thought I've seen everything, but truly very unique. So just wanted to endorse that him and TGThomas.com, right?
Yes, TGThomas.com.
That's TGThomas.com, right? Yes,
All right, so hopefully you guys have heard some of that. It's you know, it was very exciting for me to spend some time with him, and what TJ was saying was the background that he grew up with was so different, and that's one of the reasons he connected with me so well, because he was looking for a new way to train his phone team. He has his own team out there. There's still, you know, TJ's doing amazing numbers. I know he did a webinar recently. The guy's just absolutely amazing, but you know, he wanted a new way to train the people that he was with. That's one of the reasons that he first wanted to do the program. So, you know, here are some of the things that you're actually going to learn with this system. Really how to be a super nice guy or gal and still make money. You're not going to change. You know, you don't have to shift personalities and become hardcore and things like that. You can be really nice and do what I do. You know, how to ask the right questions at the right time. There's a 4-step formula that I use that really produces sales, like, you know, like I said, like magic, and that's something that's included with this. And I'm going to show you the secret. And if you remember what I said, I hardly ever get price objection. I don't really get objections, period. But I'm going to be talking about how I do that, and that's one of the things that TJ asked me to spend some time on. Secret is selling with no resistance, no buyer's remorse, and that is important. A lot of times when there's you know, hardcore selling and people feel coerced to say yes, later on they'll have, oh my gosh, what can I do? I didn't really want to say yes. And that's when you start getting refunds and things like that. And that's something I never deal with. I don't really get them. So I'm going to show you what the secret that I do is to get that to happen. Also, the art of asking the right questions, at the right time. Get people to sell themselves. And once you know this, guys, you can really get people engaged and buy whatever you're selling, product or service. So a lot of times people know that in selling you need to ask questions, but if it's just about asking questions, I mean, everybody would be making six figures, right? So you have to know when to ask and what to ask, and that's something I spent quite some time going over. Just how to make it super easy for people to buy from you. And this is one of the most exciting things, and TJ was excited about this. I will give you the secrets of how I handle 10 of the biggest objections that you will ever get talking to a future customer or prospect. I mean, all you need is one of these, and you can start getting people. I mean, if you're saying, well, I'm just so close to getting sales, but I just have a hard time, I keep getting this over and over again, more than likely it's going to be covered in the 4-audio course. Just one of these can start getting you those $1,000 commissions or $3,000 commissions easily. So, so how much would you invest in yourself? I want you to think about how much would you invest in yourself to have access to this type of information, okay? Now, I used to, when I first started out, I was, charging about $4.97 an hour, and then I went up to $1,000 an hour, and I actually can't afford to even do that anymore, but I did 4 hours of recording here. So how much would you invest in yourself to have access to this kind of information? And this, I mean, I tell people it's a superpower that you really get, because literally you can use this for good and evil. And I tell people, that's why I tell people when I spend time with them, it's something that you want to use for good, okay? Because you can easily use it for the wrong way. And that's why I always want to dig more into what people's ethics scruples are before they start, because it's very important to know that this is something that is so powerful that really I look at as giving yourself a superpower. So literally, if you combine all the revenue that TJ, Chris, and I've generated in our collective careers, it's well over $300 million. So this is a lot of information. You're getting perspectives from TJ and Chris also, because even though they've done it a different way, they've still been productive, and they've made some shifts. They're doing some things a little bit differently, but collectively we've done well over $300 million in our career. So when we're looking about actually pricing the program, we were thinking about easily the value could be labeled at $1,000 easily, because of everything you're going to get. Again, if you just take one of the objection killers that I put on there and you use that, and it's going to help you get $1,000 commission, well, you just made your investment back there, and you can start making more money then. If you start getting titanium platinum sales, well, guess what? It'll pay for itself, right? But obviously, you're on this webinar, it's not going to be $997, it's not going to be $497, not even $297, which all of those would be fair prices. The value for this is $97. $97 for this course, okay? Which again, you get a lot of it as raw, uncut, and $97. So, and this is where the craziness came in, because at 97, we think it's a steal. We think it's a steal for $97. In fact, put into a chat box if you think it's a steal for $97. Let's see what kind of responses we're getting at the $97 mark. Matt,
Go ahead, guys. Let us know what you think. I see. Wow, they're coming pretty fast. I want it, please. Yes, yes. Hell yeah. Yes, you're gonna sell us something. Steal. That's crazy. Awesome. Larceny. That's a steal. Take my money and run.
Well, this is where the craziness comes in, okay? Because I really wanted everyone on the webinar to be able to take advantage of this and just really take away any excuse not to have it. So here's what. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Before we get into that, there's a couple testimonials. This product just came out, but I asked some people to invest in it and review it. And these are people that are not in the money-making space. They're not in internet marketing, network marketing. I wanted you to see how this goes across all strata. So Jonathan, he runs a podcast company, Podcast Factory. So he said he had never heard of me before at all. So it's interesting. He put like a Q&A. He wrote his own questions and he answered them. But he said he didn't know about this system. After listening to audios, I have a simple system I can use to make sales easier. He likes how it's broken down into small parts where he can implement it. Easy to listen to, interesting, and this makes it easy for all of us. And he even asked me, hey, when this comes out, let me know. I want to promote it. So he already wants to be an affiliate for this. Mark, Hashimoto's disease, if anyone knows about thyroiditis, it's a thyroid issue. So he's got a following of people in the health niche. And he loved the program. Okay, his details laid back, deceptively simple. Numbers speak for themselves, right? So he says, it's not like I failed before and decided to try coaching. Run, don't walk to get this training. Okay, so he's excited about it. Robin, she's in the education industry, all right? So she's in education, and she's got a company called MindStep. So she says that, you know, she had some big takeaways about connecting with their prospects. The only switch not only improved quality of sales, also made the sales productivity less salesy, more comfortable. So she's very excited about it. And then AJ is a gentleman that was in the fitness niche I was telling you about. And he said his sales have already increased exponentially from using some of these techniques. So guys, this is this is what's exciting about this, and that's why I'm so glad that I got this product out there. I wanted to get something of quality for people. So here's the thing. Here's the craziness that I'm going to do. For everyone that gets this tonight, I'm going to be throwing in an additional bonus. Okay, and what happened was I did a special. Talk from stage about a year ago where Matt asked me to come up. He wanted some of the top performers in MOBE to come up and talk about what they would do if they were, you know, locked in a room. I think it was actually a desert where you had to come up, you had no leads, no contacts, no money, and you had to find a way to make $10,000 in 10 days. So it's not just me. There's, I think, 9 of us total. And we recorded the event. And this, guys, it shows you how to make $10,000 in 10 days. And you have 9 perspectives of people. All of us have done it. So just one idea that you glean from this, you can take what I've taught you and apply it to your MOBE business or whatever business that you have out there and easily make $10,000 in 10 days. So this standalone product I typically offer for higher ticket sales. And, you know, Matt said, listen, this is worth at least $5,000. But for anyone on this webinar that orders it today, the no-selling system, the no-sell system product today, all you have to do is send us a copy of the receipt when it's emailed to you, and we're going to include this as a free bonus, okay? It's an amazing product. I've gotten a ton of reviews on this. It's absolutely amazing. So as I close, I just want to talk about a couple, you know, quotes that are really near and dear to me, and is Kiyosaki said this really well. The size of your success is measured by the strength of your desire, the size of your dream, and how you handle disappointment along the way. Again, most people never get out of their comfort zone. They don't want to start selling or talking to people because they think it's going to be disappointment. Well, guess what, guys? That's going to happen. But how you handle it is going to be make a big difference. And again, the difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do. So we want to reward action takers. So right now we've set up a special link, okay? And if you want to write this in the chat box also, Matt, so they can click right on it. It's mobe.com, no pressure. There's no pressure. I can't see the end of it. It's no pressure sales, right?
No pressure sales. Yep.
Still there, Matt? Okay, yeah, no pressure sales. So Matt's going to put that into the chat box. And at this time, I think we have a little bit of time to get any questions. If you have some questions and you want to put them into the chat box, I'd be more than happy to spend a few minutes. If you want to go right to the website, again, it's mobe.com, no pressure sales. Once you make the purchase, you're going to be emailed a receipt. So what you want to do is you want to send a copy. It'll be an email form, so you can just forward the copy of the receipt to affiliates@mobe.com, and we will get you out the bonus. Okay, and again, this is only going to be probably for about an hour or so after the webinar, or what do you think, Matt?
Yeah, maybe we'll give it 2 hours, TG, just in case, just to give it time for anyone to get their payment in line and process that through, just in case
Okay.
they're having trouble.
All right. So if you can get that receipt within 2 hours of the webinar, we can get you that bonus also again. Okay, you guys, you definitely want to take advantage of that. And I would love to know what you guys think of the program after you listen to it. Let me know. Let me know. I would love to hear feedback. So let's see what type of questions we have or comments, anything that you guys want to share. Matt's got the chat box
Yeah,
open there.
yeah. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop those in the chat box now. I did go ahead and type in the address there for you guys. You can go ahead and click on that, and also in the chat box, I put that email address that you want to go ahead and send your receipt to. So you see it on the screen, and you should have it in your chat box as well. So let me take a look at these questions here. Does bonus come with the $97 program? The bonus, Peter, does come with the $97 program. So if you purchase the no pressure sales system today, you're going to receive access to TG's video there, the $10,000 in 10 days. And like TG said, that lesson was taught all by people who have actually done that. So it's not theory, it's not fictitious. It's what they'd actually do if they had to do it again. How do I send them a receipt? Craig, you should send that receipt to affiliates@mobe.com. So wow. So what address? You guys have that address? Um, Craig asked how the content is delivered. Is it video or MP3?
It's an MP3. It's an audio file. Yeah, so you can actually, you should be able to download it. You can put it on your iPod or whatever you want, and you can listen to it. You can put it onto a CD and listen to it in your car. And that's actually what a lot of people that I've talked to do. What they did is they moved it onto a CD format. That way they can just pop it into their car while they're driving, and then they can listen to it over and over again.
Yeah, that's great. Robert asked, will this be in our back office? Robert, you'll be sent an email that will provide you with access to both of these products. So you won't have them in your back office, but you'll be sent an email so you can access those. Kristen, that was just the address there, mobe.com/no pressure sales. That's what I typed in the chat box for you. And Joe, it's TG, Tiji.
Yes.
All right, TG. Kyle has a question here that might be a good one for you. So overall, how can you start the conversation with your customer? I'm assuming he's speaking about a warm market lead, maybe.
Yeah, that's a great question. That was Kyle that asked that?
Yes.
Okay, great question, Kyle. So there's a couple scenarios that you have, and one of the easiest things, I'll tell you what I did when I first started. When I first started, before I joined as a coach, what I would do is, as I was building a list of names, part of my sequence would be, hey, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. Just hit reply, put your number or Skype, and then I'll get right back to you. So you can actually get people to respond that way if you have warm market, whatever. But typically the easiest thing to do is have them visit like a website, a blog post, a video or something. And the way that I always start a conversation is when you visited the website, or when you read the blog post, what was it that caught your eye? What is it that attracted you? What is it that got you interested when you saw it? So that's what I would be the big icebreaker. And they're going to tell you something. They're going to say, you know what, I love the way that the people seem real. I love the exotic destinations that the company goes to. So they're going to give you all different types of things, and then from there you can maybe expand a little bit about it. So what was it when you're saying that you're liking the exact destinations? Is that saying that you want to travel, or have you so you'll find different connections to go. The thing is, you just want to start having a conversation initially. You just want to get them to start dialoguing with you. Now, here's the thing. If you're doing, like, let's say you're doing TTI where you're doing the sales on your own, well, it's just really up to you, right? So you're going to have to figure a way to continue that conversation, and you're going to learn how to do that within the audio course. I'm going to show you how to take that a little bit deeper. But let's say that you're with doing the MTTB, the top tier system, where there's already a coach. There's really no reason for you to really start selling a whole lot. when they actually have a coach, but you can really play an integral part in that whole scenario by letting people know, hey, listen, if you have a question, you can just let me know. But this is my experience with it. I started, and then you start telling them about yourself. Remember, you know 1% more than these guys, right? So you are an expert. So you can let them know this is the way I started. I was excited. I was focused, but I was not scared of hard work. I sat down. I wrote down my goals. I kept in touch with my coach, and just like you have a coach. So again, you don't have to really sell them. You just have a dialogue with them. Okay, just have a dialogue with them and then have them go back to their coach. If it's just something that you want them just to get the MTTB, remember, you're not trying to sell a big ticket item. You just want to sell them on maybe going to the sales letter, right? You don't have to sell them anything. Say, you know what, those are great questions. Just check this website out and let me know what you think. You're going to get your questions answered there. So I would start with just having a natural dialogue with people, asking them what interested them, what piqued your curiosity, what interested you, what excited you, and then you're going to find out the dialogue is actually going to become very natural. Does that make sense, Kyle?
I think that makes perfect sense, TG.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think it kind of, as you just start to talk to them and just build more rapport, their hot buttons will kind of come out naturally, I think.
Absolutely. You'll find out exactly what is making them tick. They'll let you know. Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
And Karen is asking, TG, how can she contact or follow up with you after the purchase? In other words, to kind of leave you some feedback or give you a testimonial.
Yeah, what you can do is, let's see, I don't know. Do you want to just leave it at the affiliates, or you want me to give maybe my email, or what do you think is the easiest way?
Well, I think, Karen, we have a Facebook group dedicated to the MOBE marketplace, and I'll get that link for you here and drop it in the chat box before we wrap up. But I think that would probably be the best place for you to leave that testimonial there, and TG may be able to access it. If it's a video testimonial or something like that, you could actually send that to us at affiliates@mobe.com, and we'll make sure TG gets that and has it on file.
Thank you, Karen. That'd be awesome. I really would like to know, get feedback from you guys. Absolutely, I would. I mean, this is something that, I put a lot of, I'd like to say blood, sweat, and tears, but I really did. I didn't leave anything back, and that's why I think it should be priced higher, but we wanted to make it something that everyone can get, okay? And I want you to use it, too. I want you to utilize it. We touched on a lot of tips and just like the tip of the iceberg today, and you're going to see that it goes into a lot more depth. So definitely don't just get it. I want you to get it and use it. So I want to, make the commitment that you're going to absolutely not just download it, but listen to it tomorrow, really as soon as you can, because I want you to truly get the benefits out of it.
And Brad asks, can it be played on a computer? Yeah, absolutely, Brad. It can be played on your computer for sure.
Absolutely.
Kristen asks, the icon shows the webinar is being recorded, and where can I find that? Yeah, we're going to make this replay available. It should be up within, I should have it available within the next 12 hours for you, Kristen. We'll send out a notification via email and also post it to the Facebook groups and the affiliates YouTube channel as well. All right, guys, maybe just another question or two before we go ahead and wrap it up. Let me just see if I can find them in here. Okay, some of you guys, somebody says they only have American Express available or PayPal available. Unfortunately, we don't accept PayPal. American Express isn't offered as well. If you don't have another form of payment, you may want to get in touch with MOBE support. Maybe we can work with you there. But Craig, yeah, sometimes with international transactions, they might just need to hear from you and verify that it's okay. So that sometimes can clear it up to a call to your bank if you're having an issue there. Peter, let me grab the address for you. It's affiliates@mobe.com. That's who you want to send your receipt, and we'll get your bonus access sent out ASAP. So I'll post that in the chat box for you guys again. All right. And the receipt should come, fairly quickly for you, Raymond. And like I said, we'll send out those bonuses. Hopefully within the next 24 hours, you should have access to your bonuses if you send your receipt over. Okay. Yeah, just getting a lot of positive feedback in the chat box, TG.
Awesome. Good.
I don't see really too many specific questions, but yeah, guys, if you are having any issue with the transaction, like I said, go ahead and try, try another card if your card's getting declined. The receipt should come to your email address that you use upon purchase, and once you do get your receipt, send it over to affiliates@mobe.com, and we'll get that sent out for you guys. So Jacob saying amazing value for $97. Thanks so much. Thanks for your time, TG and Matt. Excellent. So that's all coming in. And guys, just Ted asked if you don't see the receipt in 24 hours, mobe.com/support. I'm typing that in the chat box now. And if you guys have any issues with your purchase or not receiving your receipt or whatnot, let us know. And also the my email address here, affiliates@mobe.com. If you have an issue, go ahead and send me an email there. Okay, we'll make sure we get you squared away.
One thing I wanted to add is if you're trying to do the transaction, if it's like MasterCard or Visa and it's not going through, you may just need to call your bank. That they may have put like a bank block on it if they see a foreign transaction. So you probably just have to give them a quick call, like a 2-minute call, and let them know that you've authorized it, and you should be able to submit it and get it processed. So if you're getting like a decline, that's most likely what it is.
All right. So if you guys took advantage, go ahead and type me or I did in the chat box. I know we had a lot of purchases come through. I can see a lot of you guys asking questions about the receipts and how to claim your bonuses. So I know we had a lot of you guys take advantage tonight. Good. Good. I did. I will be. We'll try again. I did. I am. Me. I did. I tried. Good. If you tried and weren't successful, keep at it. We'll try and help you out. Me, it's all paid. Receipt sent. Good job. Me too. I did. Already sent my receipt. I will be. Good. Good. It sounds like a lot of you guys are excited and you can really see the potential value in this product.
That's awesome.
Cool. And Victoria said she came late. She missed everything. Victoria, no worries. We're going to make the replay of this entire webinar available for you, and we'll have that posted to the Facebook group and also sent out via email ASAP for you. Good. Still having a lot of people come in and type that they took advantage of the deal and they sent the receipt over. So that's great.
And then quick thing I wanted to add, because we still have a ton of people on this webinar, is if you truly see the value in this and you really got a lot of benefit, I would love testimonials. The other thing that you guys can do is this product is if you're in MOBE right now, it's in your MOBE back office. So if you want to promote it, if you want to share it and let other people get the benefit out of it, then you can actually get affiliate commissions if you're in MOBE. So that's something that you can do to kind of spread. If you got, again, I only want really if you truly got value out of it and you want to share it. If you have a list, if you know other people that could benefit from it, just let them see what your link is. You'll get credit for the sale, you get an affiliate commission, but you get to have other people experience this, because this is really what I want. I want the message to be gotten out that there's a way that you can sell without feeling bad about yourself, without having to get nervous every time that you're in that type of situation. So if you truly got the benefit, if you believe in that, and you want to also make money while you do it, definitely share that, because you'll find that in your MOBE office. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, I just created a post in the MOBE Facebook group and asked what you guys thought about TG's webinar tonight. So I just pasted the link to that post in the chat box. And I'd appreciate it if you guys found this informative. If you guys like the content, go ahead and make a post in that group. Let everybody know what you thought so that they could potentially join the future webinars and they could, take part and get some of the same value that you did.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. And if you're not a member of that group, go ahead and request to join, and we'll get you approved ASAP.
Awesome. And thank you, Matt. I mean, I really appreciate it, your assistance with this. You've been awesome every week. I know getting these things done and getting that value out there. So I appreciate your assistance and help us getting things going and moving tonight.
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you taking some time, TG. I know you got a lot going on. I know you're a busy man, and we definitely appreciate you taking some time to join us and share your knowledge with us here tonight.
You're very welcome. It was very enjoyable.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna
All
hang
right.
out here on the line with you guys and just kind of clear up any of these questions, if I can, and we'll go from there. But definitely appreciate you guys joining me. Hope you guys found this informative. I'll catch up with you all soon. And TG, again, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. You take care. Thanks, Matt. Take care, guys. We'll see you.
Thanks, TG. We'll see
All
you.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.